So, I wanted to talk to you guys today about something I found a little bit interesting about Mortal Kombat 11. So, one of the big problems that I kind of encountered yesterday, I played a long set yesterday. I played like almost 70 games yesterday straight against a really good player that has been basically coming up and improving at defense and learning how to not get opened up. And when I was playing Cabal, and I've been playing Cabal a little bit on and off really, so I don't know him too well. I was trying to stagger him. I was trying to do jump-ins to get him to move. I was trying to do whatever I could. I was trying to shimmy him. The shimmies weren't working because Cabal doesn't have an auto shimmy. And basically, I went over on my stream, an auto shimmy is just a move that you can't tech OS, which means you can't block and then press an attack button and then block again and not get punished. And Cabal doesn't have that. He has kind of like a pseudo auto shimmy with his 1-1 if you stagger it, but no one's going to get opened up by that if they're just sitting and blocking, right? If they're just ducking and blocking the whole time, they're not going to get opened up by that. So basically what happened was I spent the whole game trying to throw him, and Cabal only has one... He only has one crushing blow throw. It's his back throw. And the thing is, when it comes down to it, it's only 300 damage, right? So if I throw someone, then I go and I throw them again, and they don't give a fuck about the crushing blow. They don't care. They're gonna tech whatever way they want. And once you get off that crushing blow, you're doing 13% throws. You're doing 13% throws. And that's literally what happened. I was playing against him, and I would throw him forward multiple times. I'd be like, hey dude, I've got my crushing blow loaded. He didn't give a shit. He would tech the forward throw. He would tech the back throw. He would tech whatever fucking way he wanted. He didn't care. He didn't care where he was on the screen. He didn't care. He just kept teching, and he kept trying to tech, and he kept trying to tech. And this is super frustrating when you're playing against someone who will not get opened up. Katana is another good example of this. You go to throw them, you pretty much have to just keep throwing projectiles to kind of chip them out, but then you're like trying to chip them for like, you know, 1750, and you just have to keep chipping them, keep chipping them, keep tripping them, and then throwing them, keep chipping them. It's really boring, right? And so when I hear people say get rid of crushing blow throws, when I hear people say get rid of mid command grabs, when I hear people say get rid of mix, that shit scares me because the last thing I want is someone to just sit and block the whole time, and I have to keep shimmying and keep hoping he's gonna finally press a button, go for a throw. And what I ended up having to do, I had to get off Cabal. Like, Cabal was just not doing it for me. When someone's not playing the game and they're just sitting and blocking to wait their turn, you pretty much can't really do much. Like, you just have to keep trying to throw them, right? And the beauty with Melina, she has a command grab, so you have to make a hard read, right? If I'm coming up to you, I go for a command grab, eventually you have to neutral duck or jump, right? You have to, you can't tech them, right? That's what makes it really powerful, right? Like, going for these throws, they can tech, but going for this, you know, they can't tech that. And so I had to get off Cabal and get on Melina to get him to stop just blocking and teching. And just blocking and teching after every hit. And that's just kind of something that I think is important for people to think about. I think there's a reason why there's different playstyles in the game. I think, you know, giving Kano a command grab, giving Kotal a command grab, giving Sub-Zero overhead lows, giving Shiva overhead lows, giving Term overhead lows. The reason why those characters have those moves, first of all, is so they can be unique. That's the first reason. The second reason is for the reason I just mentioned. Like, if someone just sits there and blocks, doesn't want to get whip punished, just blocks, pokes when you try to shimmy them normally, because you don't have an auto shimmy. there's pretty much nothing you can do. You can just keep throw looping them until finally they try to neutral duck, but they're probably not going to. They're probably just going to block and tech OS your throw every time. So that's just something I noticed. It was like the game changed completely when I went over from Cabal to Melina. I just find that really interesting because Melina's dog tier apparently, right? Dog shit tier. But the game changed when I went to Melina because he was forced to neutral duck, right? He was forced to pump block OS me. And Melina has a 10 frame mid, so that didn't last long. You know, I opened him up multiple times, got him to start pressing buttons on Oki, all those things. You know, he was playing really it was so boring, dude. It was so boring. He was just playing super defensive. There was no way to open him up. And don't get me wrong, that's a good way to play, but it scares me a little bit when people say that they want moves like overhead low to be changed, command grabs to be removed, because that's one of the reasons that they're in the game. They're in the game to prevent playstyles like that from being very successful in the long run. And the reason why that is because playstyles are supposed to have counters, right? If you're playing defensive, a mid command or a command grab is going to open you up, or an overhead low is going to open you up. And that's supposed to deter you from playing that playstyle. That's the whole point. It's the same thing with zoning, right? If you're zoning, a person who's very up close and, you know, personal has to work their way in to deal with zoning, or use a counter zoning tool, or switch to Scorpion. That's the point of counterplay. So when I hear that moves like command grabs, overhead low should be removed because they're broken, it just makes me a little bit upset, because basically what players are trying to do again is they're trying to remove certain play styles so they can play their play style. So anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. I'll see you guys later. Subscribe for more.